Lees-Galloway.
Mr Chairman, my question for the Minister is why is it that he is opposing Matiria Tuday's amendment to add new clause 4A as set out on supplementary order paper number 210. Now, I assume he's opposing it because I heard some of his interjections that it wouldn't work, or words to that effect. And the only contribution we've had from the government side on this, on Matiria Tuday's amendment, is from David Seymour, who seemed to take the view that this was that having affordable housing, requiring developers to build affordable housing, was somehow a tax on developers, and that it would stifle development of these special housing areas. Now, and he expressed that as the government's view, that there should be no room for affordable housing, for putting requirements in place that affordable housing should be built on special housing areas. Now, I want to explore that a little bit because if we look at Matiria Tuday's actual amendment, it is to amend section 14D. Now, section 14D in the principal legislation says that a qualifying development as a special housing area is a development that will contain not less than the prescribed percentage, if any, of affordable dwellings. So the legislation as it stands actually already allows for affordable homes to be prescribed in a special housing area. Now, what does prescribed mean? Well, it's section 3 of, or clause 3 of section 14 says that the word prescribed in subsection 1B and C means prescribed for qualifying developments in any special housing areas made by an order in council made under section 15.1. Now, section 15.1 lists the criteria that the Governor-General may, by order in council, include in the criteria for a special housing area. Now, subsection 4 says the affordability criteria that may be specified are not limited by section 9.3a, but may include, without limitation, criteria defined by reference to median house prices, median household income, individual income, the median multiple as referred to in section 9.3a2, or any other matter relevant to affordability as it applies to the district in which a special housing area falls. So the legislation actually already takes a small step towards doing what Matiria Tuday's amendment would require. The difference is, of course, it enables affordable housing to be a requirement in a special housing area. Matiria Tuday's amendment would require affordable housing to be built in special housing areas, and has a definition of what affordable housing is. Now, if that is so evil, if that is going to stop developers building in special housing areas, then why was it included in the original legislation? And if it was included in the original legislation, what does the government have against A, making it a requirement, and B, setting some definition of what affordable housing is? And if the government and the minister disagree with the definition, which is that it should be no more than 4 times the median household income in that area, then what is the government's definition of affordable? What does the government actually believe is an affordable home? Because what is the point of setting aside special housing areas if not to make housing more affordable? And if the point is to make housing more affordable, then what is the government's definition? If it's not the definition that Matiria Tuday has offered, then what is it? Because we haven't heard that from government members, we haven't heard that from the minister. So I would appreciate answers to all of those questions. Why not make it a requirement? Why is having affordable housing so much of an issue if it was already included in the principal legislation? And why not have a definition? And what is the definition? So there's 4 questions there, and I'd very much appreciate an answer from the minister to those questions, because it would certainly enlighten me about the government's position on Matiria Tuday's SOP.